chained by the hands, feet, and waist, unable to do anything. It was a very traumatic experience that affected us emotionally and physically. My family and I haven't been able to communicate with my father. What happened was an injustice. They simply arrived at their workplace and kidnapped dozens of workers. And they continue to do everything impossible to reach them. I want my father back. I want the workers to return to their families. We demand the release of all workers now. We call on all elected officials, from LA Mayor Bass to all local and statewide representatives, officials, to step up, defend LA's status as a sanctuary city and by prohibiting any collaboration or protection of ICE by local law enforcement.
How you doing? How are you? Good. How you doing?
Good, good. You okay?
Yeah. You good?
Show up to the detention. Show up in detention centers and pressure for oversight to protect the rights and due process of those kidnapped. Follow the cases of all those detained during the racist raids and ensure they have access to all the resources that Angelinos have worked hard to provide. Further, neighbors, this is the time to show out in full force and prove to us that you have our back. Not when it's just your convenience, not just when it's campaign season.
Gracias, Gloria. Families are sacred. Stories are sacred. Before I invite up our next speaker, I'd just like us to hold one moment of silence to have our Urian's story and that of her family and so many others to land in our hearts. I'd now like to invite another reflection on what family means to us, a good friend of mine, Aziza Hassan.
Salam El-Ariani, President, Muslim Public Affairs Council.
Friends, it's so important that we're here together and that we hear these stories, that we don't shut them away, that we don't say that they don't happen, that we don't act like it's not in our ecosystem. We are stronger in our diversity. We are strong as a city who loves our neighbors and will stand up and be with one another. I ask you to humbly join me in a way of prayer that is meaningful to you as I join you as a Muslim mother. Lord of the worlds, Lord of compassion, of mercy and grace and justice, hear our prayer. God, open our hearts to each other. Help us stop turning one another away when we should be looking straight at one another. Help us soften our hearts so that we can actually see the pain instead of pushing it out. Help us show people possibilities instead of contributing to the harm and the pain of separating families from parents, parents from children, children from uncles and aunts. Because God, we know that children belong in the arms of their loved ones, of their caretakers. God, don't let our own hearts be so angry and so frustrated that we swerve from justice. Just like it says in your noble Quran in chapter 5, verse 8, O believers, stand firm for God and bear witness to testimony. Bear witness even when the testimony doesn't work the perfect way. Bear witness as a person who bears witness because that is what is right. Don't let hatred of another people towards you lead you to be unjust. Be just. That is closer to righteousness, and to be mindful of God, and be surely God is all aware of what we do. Please, God, help us feel our feet, help us breathe into our hearts, so that we might actually spend enough effort to understand what it is to listen to the stories like the one we just heard and so many others that have gone unspoken. Help us affirm the path of nonviolence and calling for an end to injustice, an end to the violence against these families, and that we believe in the power of nonviolence to protest, to register dissent, and to build a Los Angeles, an America, and a world where all belong. Amen.
Thank you, Aziza. And our next speaker is someone who knows and holds the stories of many immigrant families. La próxima que va a hablar sabe mucho de la experiencia de la comunidad migrante en toda la ciudad de Los Ángeles. Me da mucho gusto invitar aquí al escenario a Angélica Sales. Angélica Sales en Chile.
Thank you so much, each and every one of you, for being here tonight. My name is Angelica Salas. I'm proudly the Executive Director of CHIRLA, the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights. I'm also incredibly proud to be part of the Los Angeles RAIDS Rapid Response Network. Many of its volunteers and organizational leaders are here today. And I just want to say that there's an immense gratitude in my heart to all of you who have stood up in this moment. I'm a very proud Mexican immigrant. But before I'm an immigrant, before I'm Mexican, American, I'm a child of God. And each one of you are children of God. And all the people who have been detained, the hundreds of people that we have responded to, who have been kidnapped, detained, they are children of God. And see, as children of God, we are called to create heaven on earth. And in heaven on earth, there is no immigration status, there is no citizenship, there's only love. So we must, through our actions, through speaking up for our brothers and sisters, we must demonstrate that we are creating a new world, a new Los Angeles, a Los Angeles where we all can live free. I want to share a story of the hundreds that have come through our hotline as family members are seeking to find their loved ones.
Father Greg is behind.
I want you to know that as organizations, we have yet to have access to provide legal representation to all the people who have been detained. Many of them, we don't know where they are. I want to share the story of Lydia. Lydia is desperately seeking information about her husband, Santos Larios Garcia, who was detained by immigration enforcement at his workplace, Ambiance. He has not been seen or heard of since. The last contact was a disconnected phone call at 3 a.m. in the morning. No one has been able to reach him since. The call she had lasted 1 minute. Santos has no prior record. He's a hard-working man who has lived in the U.S. since 2015. His wife shared that morning he kissed his 2 young children goodbye before heading to work. Lydia, who is 6 months pregnant, is terrified. The entire family is in emotional distress. Lydia was not born in the U.S., but her brother, Javier, is a lawful permanent resident. The family is doing everything they can to locate Santos and ensure his safety. He is from Guatemala. are hundreds of people who are detained. And so I ask a prayer from you to all of them. I need your prayer to be fierce. I need your prayer to say, stop the raids, provide our people due process, return them to their family, return them to their neighborhoods, set us free as immigrants in this country. We love this country. We want this country to love us back. Thank you.
So you can count on that prayer. We put that prayer into action. Some people say that prayer and politics shouldn't mix, but we know that justice is what love looks like in public. So we are here praying in public and working in public. And with that, it is a great honor to welcome here to the stage somebody who represents our public, Mayor Karen Bass.
They want us to fire up. I am already streaming.
Good evening, everybody that is here today. When I look out at this crowd, this represents the beauty of our city. Everywhere, everybody represented. Everybody
Yeah, you can dial in. Go ahead.
together
Hang up on
because we stand together, and our message is to stop the raids. That has to end. We cannot create this sense of fear in families. Maybe I shouldn't go to school. Maybe I shouldn't go to work. Maybe I should just sit here. Maybe I shouldn't go to my appointment that I have papers for and I am legal and I go to report on an annual basis and I find out that somebody else was detained. Maybe I shouldn't do that. We cannot accept the uncertainty that has been created in this environment here today, led by the leadership in Washington, D.C. We cannot accept that. It must end. And let me just say that years ago, I saw families separation up close and personal. I was in McMillan, Texas. I saw those children when they were being reunited with their parents, the toddlers. They went to see their mothers and their fathers came to talk to them, and the kids were in shock because they didn't know what to do.
Can you go ahead and hang up?
The trauma that those kids experienced then will be trauma that will carry them throughout their lives. And the fear that is happening now, if your mother, if your father, if your brother, if your spouse was detained, that fear of not being able to find them, not knowing where they're going, not knowing if they're going to another country, maybe a country that they are completely unfamiliar with, this should not be the policy of our nation. I'd like to ask you to join me in a prayer. Eternal God, in these days of great challenge for our city, state, and country, we turn to you for guidance and strength. You are our present help in the time of trouble. We pray for our city and neighboring cities as we face an unprecedented moment to obey the law of the land while protecting the lives of Angelenos who seek to earn an honest living, educate and care for their young, and live in peace and freedom. A city of many peoples is our Los Angeles. Many religions, traditions, from many places, many languages and backgrounds to live together, a marvelous mosaic where even our differences are part of our strength. We value the worth and dignity of every person. May we recognize in Los Angeles this evening that it is our refusal to give in to violence and retaliation. And with that, we will stick together. We will not allow anyone to divide us. We will fight for all Angelenos, regardless of when they came here, where they were from, or how they got here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Bass. We will now lift up that prayer and that power in song. I invite Angelina Soriano from PWC to come lead us in sacred song.
Hello everyone, magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. My name is Aki Soriano Versos. I'm the Executive Director of the Filipino Workers Center. And I want to offer this song, which is from the Civil Rights Movement, Sweet Honey the Rock, Ella's song. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Until the killing of black men, black mothers, sons, is as important as the killing of white men, white mothers, sons. Oh, we who believe in freedom cannot rest. Oh, we who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. And that which touches me most is that I've had a chance to work with people, passing on to others that which was passed on to me. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. The older I get, the better I know that the secret of my going on is when the reins are in the hands of the young dead. You struggle against the storm. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Not needing to clutch for power, not needing the light just to shine on me. I need to be one in a number, standing against tyranny. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Now I'm a woman who speaks in her voice, and I must be heard. At times I can be quite difficult. I bow to no man's word. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. I said, we who believe in freedom cannot rest until everyone is free. I said, we who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Our next speaker comes to us from the Sikh community, Revolutionary Love Voice. I invite here to the stage Valerie Kaur.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ The beloved community belongs to divine oneness. In that oneness, all become victory. I am the daughter of Punjabi Sikh farmers who made California home 112 years ago. And Los Angeles has been my home for the last 21 years. When I was a little girl, my grandfather taught me the story of my ancestors in the Sikh tradition, how they overcame authoritarian regimes that tried to annihilate them. They became Sant Sipahi, sage warriors. The sage sees through the eyes of love. The warrior puts that love into action. We have all become sage warriors now. To Lydia and Santos and Mario and all of our immigrant families, we see you, we love you, we will not leave your side. We will make our body a shield for yours. We will weave threads of care and protection around you. We will alchemize our grief and rage to defend you. We will let your love make us brave. Revolutionary love is the choice to see no stranger, to leave no one outside of our circle of care. And so, to the agents and the soldiers in the streets, you can come at us with your batons. You can burn us with your tear gas. You can throw flashbang grenades at us to make us shake and cry, and I have cried in those streets.
Telling us to stand by.
Even lift your rifles and aim them at us, but you cannot make us hate you. You do not have that power. We will choose to see your humanity even when you deny us ours. We will block your actions with one hand, and we will have the audacity to extend...
Well, you know, actually, Alex, we're seeing a lot of different people and representatives up there. We just heard Mayor Karen Bass speaking to the crowd. But there is a widespread representation from Father Greg Boyle, who, of course, you know very well, and Rabbi Bruce. And then there are people from Churla, which represents immigrants' rights, giving passionate speeches about the role of immigrants in this country and the need to protect them. A lot of people outraged by the ICE raids here, trying to get people to lower the rhetoric so that if they want to go out and demonstrate, to do it peacefully, but not get engaged in the lawlessness that we've seen over the last couple of days. But I can tell you that there are about 400 people here. They look to be of all ages and backgrounds, and they seem enthusiastic about the message that's being heard here today. I know that we've been talking a lot about some of the things that have occurred over the last couple of days, and I was out there on the streets yesterday. I was struck by the fact that after I did my live shot with you, Alex, I walked 6 blocks over and people were hand in hand out on a date, going to the taco truck. So it's important to note that the things that have gone awry here, it is a very small area. The largest number of people want to demonstrate peacefully, they want to get their message out peacefully, and they're not engaged in those other activities. But right here today, we're hearing speeches, we're hearing music, and eventually there will be a procession. I don't know exactly where they will go, but they're saying that they want to get the word out, that it's very important to stick together and to get the messaging out there in a peaceful, loving way. That's the latest here from Gloria Molina Park, right across from City Hall. I'm Laura Diaz reporting live. Sending it back to you, Alex.
We will be brave with our love. We will build a bigger we. And our love, our revolutionary love, will birth the world to come.
No. I haven't heard anybody mention it. I think it's going to be hard to enforce, to be really honest with you. As you know, I own a home in downtown LA. People come to downtown to enjoy the nightlife. That's why they come here. But maybe they figured out a way to make it happen, but I don't think it's going to be that easy to enforce. A lot of the things that people need to do to ensure their safety. They need to take personal responsibility. That includes what they're doing with their own lives, but also about where they want to be at night and who they're going to take their, young child. But really here, the vibe right now is very peaceful, and it's hopeful, and it's uplifting, and it's in sharp contrast to some of what I saw last night.
Dios de justicia y consuelo, esta tarde venimos delante de ti como una comunidad herida, pero no derrotada. Venimos con el alma cargada por lo que hemos visto en estos días: redadas, miedo, separación, injusticia. Tú has visto el rostro del temor en nuestros niños. Tú has sentido el dolor de las abuelas que oran en silencio. Has caminado con los trabajadores que salen cada día con incertidumbre, y con las madres, nuestras madres que sostienen el hogar con fe y con valentía. Tú eres el Señor, el Dios que ama al emigrante, el que escucha el clamor del forastero, el que no cierra los ojos ante el sufrimiento.
Well, absolutely. And, many of the people that I interviewed yesterday early on, and I was happy that we were able to get some of their interviews on, they were quite passionate about the role they felt immigrants played in this country. And they said they understood that the borders couldn't stay wide open, but for the people who had lived here for many years, who work hard, who pay taxes, they felt that there should be a pathway to citizenship for them. And they objected heavily to the fact that the ICE raids came in and went into places, ostensibly they were there to arrest people who were committing crimes, and so many of them turned out to be people simply without papers. And that's what I heard over and over again yesterday. People objected to that part of it, and that's why they felt compelled to take to the streets, raise a sign, maybe raise a fist, or as we've seen here today, raising their hand in prayer. They're doing whatever they can to stand in solidarity with a city, for the most part, sticks together. And those images that go out across the country, if not the world, they paint a very narrow portrait of what's been occurring over the last few days. I'm not saying they're not important, because they are, but they are a facet of the entire picture.
Oramos todos unidos con fe en esta tarde. Dios les bendiga. Amén.
Valiente en su amor, valiente en su amor. It is good when we are asked to stand with others. It's good when others stand with us. We wanted to recognize a few other elected officials who have shown up today, just to recognize their presence, their support, their prayer with us here this evening. I'd like to recognize LA Councilmember Ulysses Hernandez for being here. And also with us today is former Stockton Mayor Mike Gonzalez. Oh, and Supervisor Holly Mitchell is with us as well. Thank you very much. She's tall enough, I should have seen her over there. I'm sorry. Next, we have another story, a story from a family directly affected, a person who witnessed one of these raids. Mercedes Nava, representing the Community Coalition, is here with us tonight.
Hola, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Mercedes Nava y soy una miembro de Quality Commission.
Hello, my name is Mercedes Nava, and I'm a member of Community Coalition.
Yo quiero contar esta historia que en el mes de febrero, esperando el bus a las 7 de la mañana, habíamos 2 personas nada más en la parada.
I'm going to tell the story of a time in a bus station. There were 2 of us sitting at the bus station.
Cuando venía una camioneta blanca que se paró enfrente de la parada y atrás la camioneta. Cuando se bajan los policías a bajar a las personas.
At 7 a.m., a white truck came out and 2 officers stepped out of the truck and
eran 2 jóvenes, el que venía manejando, uno atrás, los bajaron, inmediatamente los esposaron. Entonces mis pies empezaron a temblar y mi corazón palpitaba muy fuerte.
When they grabbed the folks, my heart began to beat very deeply and my knees began to shake.
Porque se empezaron a bajar dos jovencitas, la esposa de uno de ellos, y bajó una bebita como de un mes.
It was two young women.